Well, good morning, everyone. It's me, Coach Carmen, the Kingdom Health, Purpose, and Wealth Coach, founder of SharingTheBliss.com, where we take you on a joyful journey to holistic health, purpose, and wealth with programs to help you to soothe your soul, heal your body, turn your pain into power, and your purpose into prosperity. Good morning. Happy Wellness Wednesday. I'm in the kitchen again because I wanted to share a couple of my favorite recipes. I thought I would bless you with some recipes today. I actually was trying to use my new phone, but it did not work out. So instead of being frustrated, I decided to just go back to my computer. So here I am. Good morning, Arnold. Good morning, John. Good morning, Denise. Yes, so I'm going to create two recipes. I wanted to talk to you about my raw collard greens, though, because they are absolutely amazing. So I'm going to show them to you. Now, you look at these collard greens and you say, these collard greens cannot be raw, Coach Carmen. There's no way. They're not hard and, fibrous. They look so soft and yummy. Well, they are soft and yummy. But guess what? They are not cooked. So all the life is in these collard greens. All the life is in these collard greens. They are absolutely delicious. They are so good for you. Vitamin K is in collard greens and a ton of other vitamins and minerals. Collard greens are so good for us. But unfortunately, we kill the life out of our collard greens when we cook them. So when you learn how to make them raw like this, your body is so appreciative. You are feeding your body life, and life begets life. As I always say, life begets life. So can you see these collard greens? Absolutely awesome. I'm going to taste some for you. Delicious. And I didn't even put any salt in this because, you see the gravy. See that gravy? All that yumminess. That's because I actually saute, or not saute, but I marinate the collard greens in one of my favorite sauces, my favorite salad dressing or sauces, whatever you want to call it, because you can use it for so many things. And this is my Asian, it's like a ginger and sesame dressing. So that's what I basically use for my collard greens. And to thicken this, I actually use flax seeds that I ground up. I ground up the flax seeds, and that's how I thicken my sauces, the flax seeds. And the more flax seeds you use, the thicker the sauce, right? So that's another secret. So anyway, when you're making raw collard greens, you want to make sure that you cut the collard greens really fine. So you chiffonade them very fine. Chiffonade meaning that you turn them into ribbons, rolling the collard greens and then cutting them very fine. And when you do that, it's less fibrous, so it's easier for you to chew. It's easier for you to digest as well. And that's important because, you don't want to put too much trouble or work on your digestive tract, right? So you want to be able to make it so that it's already almost pre-digested. And that's what happens when you marinate your vegetables. You don't have to cook them. They cook themselves in the oil and either salt, or what I like to use is Bragg liquid aminos. This is like a must-have in every Black woman's kitchen. For sure, if they want to be healthy, because it gives you that savory taste that you're used to in your food without having to put ham hocks in there or any type of other meat. It gives you that meat richness and flavor without having to have the meat. So that's why I use the Bragg liquid aminos. I include that in my dressing like this. So when I make my collard greens, it really does taste like it has some kind of meat in it. It really does. Really good stuff. And you know, even though it's not hot, it doesn't bother you. It doesn't bother you that it's not hot, because I always loved hot food. Like, I couldn't eat food if it wasn't hot until I went raw. And my body actually appreciated the fact that the food was not heated that much. You know, I just realized I didn't plug in my, let's see, turn this off. Thank you for the heart. Denise, can you hear me well? Because I didn't plug in my speaker. I don't know, I think I may go and get my speaker. Because I'm moving away from the camera, and I don't want, and she says, do you want some? Denise, can you hear me well, or should I go get my speaker? Let me know, because I'll go get my speaker if I need to. In the meanwhile, well, she's letting me know. So the collard greens. You know, I'm doing a 28-day body and soul detox next month. If you want to really see me make these collard greens, join the 28-day body and soul detox. I'll be doing a food demo for those in the class, in the program. She says she can hear you fine. Oh, great. Thank you, Denise. So if you want to see how I make them, definitely join the 28-day body and soul detox, because I'll be doing some food demos and, you know, live food demos that you'll get to see. And that's going to be one of them. So the next thing I wanted to talk to you about is, and basically, I'm just sharing with you a lot of green recipes. Basically, I want you to incorporate as much green in your diet as possible. And the collard greens, you can actually eat them. Oh, yeah, let me show you this first. You can actually eat them with other raw, like a side dish that's raw. And one of them I'm going to show you is my couscous. So this is basically, it is sort of like a semolina. So in a way, it's not really raw, but it's a good transition. I call this my transition dish, because if you want to have something that's kind of starchy, this is a good way to go. If you're eating raw, you're eating very clean, but you still have the desire for something, you know, starchy with your vegetables, this is a good way to go. And this is organic couscous, right? So what I'll do is I do 1 part organic couscous, and then I do 2 parts water. So before I put the water in there, I like to season it, and I season it with curry powder, and I do some curry, because a lot of people make things like couscous without any seasoning, but you know, my family's from South Carolina. We have to have seasoning. It has to taste good, right? So I'm all about the flavors. It has to taste amazing. That was some basil, and then I'm going to put some garlic powder, and I'll put a good amount of garlic powder. Well, this is onion powder. So I put in some onion powder, and then I'll also put in some garlic powder. So onion powder, garlic powder, some curry powder, some basil, and then I'm also going to put some nutritional yeast in here. And nutritional yeast is not your traditional yeast. This is not what you use to make bread with. This is loaded with B vitamins, and it is absolutely very nutritious, and it has a cheesy taste. So it gives your food that extra flavor. And I also like to use nutritional yeast to make my sauces. So if I'm making my gravies, I like to use this. I don't make traditional gravy with flour and animal drippings and all of that. My My sauces and my gravies taste so delicious, but it does not have any animal in it at all. Yes, I know. My grandmother would be like, what? But it's true. Nothing. So anyway, one part, actually, really should be one part couscous and one part water. That's the best way. I think try that first. That's the way I usually do it. And then I'll put some Bragg liquid aminos in there, again, for the richness, for the flavor, to make it taste like it has meat in it, right? Because we're crossing the bridge and we want to have those sensations satisfied. Food has to be satiating, it has to be delicious, it has to be yummy, and all your senses has to be activated in a positive way, right? So if all your senses are satisfied, then you are satisfied, right? And that's all food is about. You don't have to eat meat. You don't have to eat unhealthy food for it to satisfy you and for it to be delicious, right? It's just what you're used to. Again, as I always say, we are what we eat. So if you've been eating meat all your life, then that's what you're made of. And until you clean out your body, you're going to be craving that meat. Once you clean out your body several times, you'll have less of that meat in your body. Your cells will not be made of that meat, so you won't crave it as much, right? Now, this is a good time for me to mention this. And, I'm going to put a little more water. I don't believe that everyone necessarily has to be a vegan for the rest of their lives. I don't necessarily believe that. I believe that we are bio-individual, which means that our cultures, our DNA, our lineage, all has something to do with the way we eat and the best way for us to eat. So if you were born in a really cold climate, or if your family is from a very cold climate, then you may do better eating meat. Just like Eskimos, they do well eating blubber and raw fish because it's in their lineage. So they may not do very well with just raw vegan, right? But this is what I believe. I truly believe that, and this has been proven as well. It's not just me. It's been proven that if your body is ill, or if you want to transition your life to the next level, you want to clean out your body. And in order to clean out your body, you need to detox your body. And if you're going to detox your body, you're going to have to eat living food. Right. You're going to have to eat living food to clean out your body. Cooked food, dead food with all of the grease in the food and all, that's not giving your body the cleansing that it needs. The only way to clean out your body is to either do a water fast or some type of herbal fast, or to just decide to eat living food, juicing, smoothies, anything that is going into your body that has not been cooked over 110 degrees. So that's why when I'm showing you today, I'm giving you all these different options, because this is the way you need to eat if you want to clean out your body and you want to be healthy. So once you clean out your body and you're feeling good and you're not sick anymore, if you want to go back to the meat, go back to the meat. You start getting sick again. But some people can do better with meat than others. It also depends on your type, your blood type. My blood type is A+, so I do much better with a more green way of eating. I don't do well with meat. My stomach doesn't receive it that well, and you need to know your blood type, because if you're a type O, you can do better with meat. You can do better with meat, but again, as I always say, even though you're doing okay with meat, you probably have a lot of symptoms in your body, a lot of things going on, which means that you need to detox. You need to detox, beloved. If you don't, you will go down the medical matrix rabbit hole. There's no doubt about it. Because now, unless you're eating totally organic, unless you're growing most of your food, you know, there's a lot of variables there that make it so that you don't go down the medical matrix rabbit hole. More than likely, you are eating pesticides, herbicides, fungicides, germicides, GMOs, and your body needs to be cleaned out every quarter, every season. Because if you don't, those things are breaking down your body slowly but surely. You're wondering why you have aches and pains. You're wondering why your joints are bothering you. You're wondering why you have acid reflux. You're wondering why you, you know, there's a myriad of things that we go through as we age. And unfortunately, even the young people are suffering because of these chemicals in the food. So we all need to detox, okay? And I'm showing you how you can eat. I mean, eating these, eating these collard greens, these raw collard greens, is like detoxing because they're not cooked. So let me show you this. As my couscous is cooking, right? So you notice I didn't put it on the stove, but it is going to be cooking. So as this is cooking, I'm going to make one of my favorite dishes. And you can call it a salad, but it really is more of a dish. And it's just spinach and carrots. Spinach and carrot salad, you could call it. But I'm going to add the couscous to the spinach and carrot salad. And I'm also going to be adding some of my avocado. Okay? So let me start by grating up the carrots. Come over here. I'll use my process for this. You might not see me, but you'll see what I'm doing. That's very important. That's more important than seeing me right now. Right. So I just grated some carrots. Pretty easy. You can use a grater, but now there's so many gadgets available today that you can use to caramelize and grate and do whatever you want to do with your vegetables. Right, so put that in there in a bowl. And let's see if I can turn this from get a little closer for you. Okay. Hopefully that'll do it. All right, so the other thing I want to do is I just want to pulse top my spinach. So I'm putting the spinach in a food processor. And this is so yummy. I mean, like, I'll eat this. I can eat this all day. Well, I only really eat one meal a day, to be honest with you. I don't really eat more than one meal a day. It's rare that I eat more than one meal a day. I feel that once you're over 50, you don't really, even over 40, your body doesn't really need as much food. You think that it does, but it really doesn't. And you're giving your body, you're giving your organs and your digestive system such a break when you only eat one meal a day. So I'm post-topping my spinach here. I don't want it to be too fine. That's pretty much it. So let's just go ahead and show you. So you can see it's just like that. I'll put this in here. And yeah, so one meal a day, you have so much more energy. Your digestive system isn't working so much. And then, you know, you can have things like for breakfast, you may want to have overnight oats. You may want to have a smoothie. You know, I make raw crackers, and then I'll use raw nut butter, and then I put bananas on top of that. You know, and I'll eat something like that with tea. But as far as like a big breakfast, as far as a breakfast, like a traditional breakfast, I don't do those traditional breakfasts anymore. I just find that it's just too much. It really is. So I think I probably have more carrots than I normally would like to have. I would usually put more greens in this. But it really doesn't matter. If you want to have more carrots, you can have more carrots. If you want to have more greens, you can have more greens. Right? But you want to make this yummy, right? You want to make it very tasty. So one of the things I do, again, I'll put my dressing on this. I'll use a spoon. And I'll put some dressing on this. Now you can also cut up some onions if you want to. The onions would be really nice in this too. I just found that I didn't really need the onions with this. I usually do like onions, but with this you don't really need to have the onions. So, you know, this is just a specific dish. So I dropped my knife, so I have to come over here and clean it. Yeah. Okay, so what I like to do, whenever I can, I like to add some avocado to my salads because I find that avocado, it's, you know, it has a healthy fat, really great for your skin. It makes your skin shiny. See? Shiny, glowing skin. And it really helps with your, if you have any issues with like, even arthritis, like joint issues, joint pain, the avocado is nice for just really, it's like moisturizing your joints. I put a post up the other day about this dirty little secret that the doctors don't tell you, and it was basically about having joint pain. And one of the main causes of joint pain. And I mentioned something that I had learned. I did this research, like, because one of my nieces, she had lupus, and she had really bad joint issues, a lot of joint pain. And so I did a lot of research to see, I was like, you know, there has to be something, what is going on? I always question lupus anyway. I have some theory that to me is beyond theory about lupus and other autoimmune diseases, but with the joint pain, I'm like, what is that about? This is like crippling rheumatoid arthritis, and this is not something that we as children of the Most High God should be suffering with. We should not be suffering at all. And if we are suffering, we need to find out what's going on, spiritually and physically. So one of the things I found out going through this rabbit hole of information, and I just thought it was amazing. I learned about nano insects, which they're like microorganisms. They're called like nano insects, but microorganisms that actually feed on the joint tissue, and the tissue around the joints, and they actually feed on your joints, your joint tissues, and cause a lot of pain. And they come from an abundance of sugar, flour, starches, and all the things we as Americans eat all the time. Isn't that amazing? So by changing your diet, you can be free from arthritis, rheumatoid arthritis. Those medications that they are offering for people with different joint problems. The contraindications on those medications are like so alarming. And to me, I can't even understand how the FDA allows medication like that, approves it, when it's telling you all the things that can happen to you as a result. Yes, all the things is horrible. And I'm like, are you kidding me? But yet you're telling me that I should ask my doctor about this medication. We're in the matrix, family. We are in the freaking matrix. And we have to open up our spiritual eyes to see. We have to open up our spiritual eyes and realize that we cannot be eating the way the world eats. We have to do a little something different. We have to start eating organically, and we have to stop eating food that is making us sick. The wheat, the flour. I make my own flour. I make my flour out of oats. I take oats. I make flour. I make flour out of, like I was saying before, the different seeds, like chia seeds and flax seeds. You don't need commercial flours. Stop buying that stuff. Stop buying those cakes and pies, because they are feeding the nano insects that's eating your joints. And that's why they say that those diseases, once you have them and your joints start getting really deformed, that there's nothing the doctors can do about that. But the devil is a liar, because God created us to regenerate, and food regenerates us. So I put some of the avocados in here now, right? So the next thing, you know what else is really wonderful in this? I like to cut up the baby, like cut in half the baby tomatoes. So I have to get some tomatoes from the refrigerator. So I put the tomatoes in there too. So let's see what's happening with this. Did I give it enough time? I don't know. Let's see. Probably didn't. Probably need to give it a little more time. Let's see. Put on my glasses and see what's going on here. It's edible, but it needs more time. Let's see it. Let's see. It's good. It's good. So we're going to put this in the salad. So we put this in the salad, and this is going to make the salad more filling, because it's like putting some type of rice in the salad. Oh, and speaking of rice, I also wanted to show you that I have, Denise, you'll be happy to know that I actually made my sprouted wild rice. So let me show you the wild rice I made. Who's this, Natalie? Hey, Natalie. Nanobugs, how do you get rid of them? Change your diet. Do the detox. Natalie, you did the detox before, so I can't get on you but so much. But you should be doing the detox every quarter. So you can do it yourself. You still have my cookbook. You still have my detox book, right? But there's nothing like community, beloved. We have to come into community so that we can support each other it's hard to do it by ourselves, right? We need to support each other. Thank you, Denise, for the love, thumbs up, and the hugs. So let's see. And Nellie says, is going gluten-free a solution? Yes, definitely. Definitely going gluten-free is a solution, for sure. For sure. Oh, man, I missed something else Denise said. It just went up. I lost it. Oh, shoot. Sorry, Denise. You said something else. Agreed. Okay, great. So Natalie said agreed. Yeah. Do the detox with us as a community, because this way you're outnumbered out there in the matrix. You know, who else is in your community is really eating like this and inspiring you to eat like this? Who else? You know, you go to church and unfortunately they're going to be serving you cakes and pies and coffee downstairs, right? And everything else. But I'm telling you, we are perishing from lack of knowledge, half of us, and then the other half, we're perishing because we're not doing what we know to do. And if the food is delicious, what's the problem? What is the problem? Look at this. Isn't that looking good? And I didn't even put the tomatoes in there. Hold on one second. I'm going to show you my wild rice. Let me get my tomatoes. Oh, I have some tomatoes. I can't find my tomatoes. I know I have some in here. So I'm gonna call my husband and tell him to pick up some tomatoes too while he's out. Anyway, this is my wild rice, and this wild rice is not cooked. It's just soaked. And I'm gonna spice it up, and I'm gonna add some peppers, green peppers, red peppers, yellow peppers, and make it like a rainbow rice. You know, in my cookbook, I have a cooked rainbow rice, but this is I also have a raw rainbow rice, and this is what I use to make my raw rainbow rice. So this is wild rice that has not been cooked. Yeah, amazing. So let me taste this. You know what? I think the spice that I put in those in that couscous, I don't think it was curry. No. It was something else. It was like an Indian spice, one of my Indian spices. It still tastes good. That's what's great about trial and error. It always, 9 times out of 10, you're going to come up with something that's pretty good. So that's it, beloved. I have a lot going on, so I'm not going to stay with you very long today. I hope that you were encouraged, inspired to join our next 28-day Body and Soul Detox, which is starting next month, mid-month, because I'm going to be a keynote speaker May 5th. We usually start the first Saturday in May. I'm going to be a keynote speaker at a church here, an amazing church here in Staten Island, and it's a Mother's Day event. And for the first time, I'm actually going to be, I don't even want to use the word catering because I don't want to be known as a caterer, but they asked me to prepare food for the ladies. It's going to be 100 women there. And I'm preparing my black bean burgers and, oh gosh, we have a lot of things. We're going to be doing a vegan chicken salad made with chickpeas. And, you know, most of this food is going to be cooked vegan. Absolutely delicious. I can't wait. It's going to be so exciting. So, yeah, and Denise is going to be there. She's going to be speaking to them about fitness. It's a Women's Day event at the church, and the husbands are paying for it for the women. And one of my beautiful sisters who's in my Healed Whole Body and Soul program, Rosanna actually she's setting this whole amazing event up, and she is, she's so awesome. she's a Mary Kay distributor, and she's one of those car driving Mary Kay ladies. So she's donating all the Mary Kay products, and they're going to have areas where the ladies, separate rooms where they can get their nails done, facials, and all of that. So I'm so excited because years ago I used to do something called, what was it called? It was called the Divine Beauty, Weekend of Divine Beauty, and I would have different specialists come in, massage therapists, facialists, and all that, these different people who would come in for self-care, to give the women self-care. We had a workout around the park. I had amazing food. We had talks. It was wonderful. And this, I'm talking like 20 years ago. So I guess God was leading me in this direction a long time ago, and I didn't realize that I would end up here. But I'm so grateful that I am. I'm so grateful that I overcame my sickness, the sickness and illness that was looming over me, because I did not know enough to change my diet a long time ago. And so when the sickness hit me, it hit me really hard. It hit me so hard that if I didn't change my diet, if I didn't speak to the Lord and find out exactly what I needed to do to transform my life, there would be no one else in my family, because I'm the last living immediate family member. My sisters, my brother, my mother and father have passed on from illness. So obviously the enemy was trying to take me out too, but I had something for that fool. And it's called the Word of God, and it's also called knowledge and eating for life. And I ate for life, and it saved my life. And that's what I'm doing today. It's a wonderful thing. So join me for the next 28-day body and soul detox. Go to sharingthebliss.com and opt in if you're not on my mailing list, please. And if you can go to youtube.com/sharingthebliss and subscribe to my YouTube channel, that would be beautiful, because I'm putting all the videos that are here onto the YouTube channel. All right. Okay. Well, listen, ladies, everyone, have a beautiful day. I look forward to seeing you on the other side. When your name pops up that you opted in to be a part of my mailing list, a part of my community, I will be, so grateful. And I also hope to see you in the next 28-day body and soul detox. I'll give you the link, or you can contact me if you're interested. Who is this? Janine. Hello, Janine. All right. Hi, Patricia. How are you, Pat? So everyone else, God bless you, and I look forward to seeing you on Friday. Friday's Freedom Friday. We're talking about turning your purpose into prosperity. And then Friday night, I'm going to have another dance party. So I hope I see you there. All right. Love you. Bye-bye.